Okay, it's up to me this morning to get all you people up now. Let's see some response. This is your moment. Got to warm it up. It's a little cool out there today, so let's get all warm in here. Oh, 100% participation. I like that. Everyone is up. Now, you ready? We're going to do, because we're all one big family, so we're going to do a little of that one big family. I think it's all up here, too. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Be reminded of who we got to be. We are one, one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah. Okay, give me a little more now. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light, everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. Come on now. See the light, everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we got to be. We are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. All right. I said, let us make a joyful sound. Can we stand on holy ground? Let us make a joyful sound. Can we stand on holy ground? Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 hey. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we got to be. We are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Let us make a joyful sound. Can we stand on holy ground? Let us make a joyful sound. Can we stand on holy ground? Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 hey. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah.
Okay, you're warm now. There you go, Kelly. They're all warmed up for you now.
Wow, good morning, everybody. Guys, Brian, Mitch, everybody in the band, thank you very much. That's absolutely incredible. You bring an incredible amount to this center and this service, and I just thank you and honor you for everything that you do here. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Westlake Village. My name is Kelly Brzezinski. I'm a practitioner here at the center, and it is my honor, my privilege to be here today to participate in this service. Dr. James Mellon, our spiritual director, is away in New York at a conference. He will be back next week, but thanks for being here anyway. I want you to know that you have a real treat in store today. Also, while Dr. James is away, he assured me he would be watching on live stream. So you're not off the hook. You have to be on your best behavior. A Sunday school teacher was talking to her class on Sunday morning, and she asked the class if they knew the name of God, if they knew God's name. And they debated that for a little while, and everybody came up with their own ideas, and one little girl said, I know God's name, and it's Andy. God's name is, in fact, Andy. And the Sunday school teacher asked her how she knows this, And she said, because my grandmother sings about him all the time. She says, Andy walks with me, Andy talks with me, and he tells me I am his own. Anyway, again, welcome. One of our wonderful practitioners, Karen Oxrider, is going to help with the lighting of the flames of faith today. It's one of the things we do every week, and it's a really crucial and integral part of this service and in our way of honoring all faith traditions. We perform this ceremony to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all people, all faiths, all sentient beings come from the one great universal presence which we call spirit. Fundamental to this truth is the unifying nature of all religious thought and experience, which we honor here today. We light the first candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. The second candle is for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light the candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. The fifth candle is for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the sixth candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. The seventh candle is for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the will of God as the highest calling. We light the eighth candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. The ninth candle is for all forms of New Thought, honoring the path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. We light the 10th candle for all those who are as yet unaware of the power and presence of Spirit in their lives, and for the space that we're holding for them at this center, and for all religions unnamed in this ceremony. And as Karen lights the healing candle, please put silently into the light the names of anyone you wish to experience the healing flame of God's eternal love. Karen, thank you very much for helping with that. And we're going to turn this right back over to the band to open with a little more music.
Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, get ready, my soul. Everything I've ever done, everything I've ever seen, everything I've ever won, everything I've ever dreamed has brought me here to this present moment, here to a new beginning, here, and I'm seeing life so clearly now.
energy is so sweet. I recognize and claim that there is one magnificent power in this universe, and that power I call God. And God's energy and love and light is constantly and consistently at work in my world. I know that I am right where I'm meant to be today, right here at this moment in this center. I am at one, at peace, at joy, and I am excited. I am excited to take in the music, the inspiration from Dr. Sue Rubin, and the friendship and fellowship of my center's family. I am right where I'm meant to be. My heart is open wide, and I am ready for all the good that is available to me. I simply give thanks. I give thanks for my health, my wealth, my divine and loving relationships, and my creative self-expression. I give thanks for this center and its teaching. I am right where I'm meant to be. So with that, I simply release my word into the universal law, knowing that it's already done. I am excited. Bring it on. And together we say, and so it is.
'Cause here I go, deeper, deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. Here I go, closer, closer, closer than my sacred source. 'Cause here I go, deeper, deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. Here I go, closer, closer, closer to my sacred source. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Get ready, my
Wow. Are you ready? Does that song move you? Wow. I think it's absolutely incredible. And thanks again, guys. Do you remember our theme for the month? Forgive everything. Absolutely. Forgive everything. Has anybody taken that on? Have you given yourself the gift of forgiveness in this week? That's kind of what our service today is about. And Karen Oxrider is going to take us right into our affirmation. Remember, again, Dr. James is watching, so here you go. You got to get it right.
All right, well, okay, let's stand up. At least Dr. Jim will see everybody's backs of your heads. You're standing. Okay, repeat the affirmation after me, please, or with me. I stand in the energy of forgiveness and feel the lightness of being. One more time. I stand in the energy of forgiveness and feel the lightness of being. And so it is.
And so it is. Thank you very much, Karen. Thank you for participating up here. And again, thanks to everybody for being here today. I am turning this right back over to our very own band, to Brian Gadsden, who is taking us a little deeper into this idea around forgiveness.
It's the hardest thing to give away, the last thing on your mind today. It always goes to those who don't deserve. It's the opposite of how you feel when the pain they caused is just so real. Takes everything you have to say the word forgiveness. Forgiveness. It flies in the face of all your pride. It moves away the mad inside. It's always anger's own worst enemy. Even when the jury and the judge say you got a right to have a grudge, it's the whisper in your ear saying set it free. Forgiveness. 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 Show me how to love the unlovable. Show me how to reach the unreachable. Help me now to do the impossible. Forgiveness. Help me now to do the impossible. Forgiveness. It'll clear the bitterness away. He can even set a prisoner free. There is no end to what this power can do. So let it go and be amazed by what you see through eyes of grace. The prisoner that it really frees is you. Forgiveness. 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 Oh, show me how to do the unlovable. Show me how to reach the unreachable. Help me now to do the impossible. Forgiveness. I really now, I want to set it free. Show me how to see what your mercy sees. Help me now to give what you gave to me. Forgiveness. 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 Forgiveness.
Oh, again, Brian, thank you so much. So it is my honor, my privilege today to introduce our guest speaker for this morning. No stranger to the folks at Westlake Village for sure, and probably almost everybody here. Dr. Sue Rubin is a little Jewish girl from New York City by way of Edmonton, Religious Science Center in Edmonton, Canada for many years. She was the minister right here at Westlake for 13 years, was the interim minister in Honolulu for a stint as well. To say that she gets around was probably a true statement, but I mean that in religious science circles for sure. She's a great friend of this center, a great supporter of this center, and holds a special place in the heart of the folks at Westlake Village. My honor to introduce Dr. Sue Rubin.
Yes, yes, indeed. Thank you, Kelly. Good to be home. Every time I hear myself introduced as a guest speaker, I go, what guest? For God's sakes, I was here long before any of you. Literally. And I got a fine taste of that a couple of weeks ago. I got an email from Marianne Williamson. Anybody know Marianne Williamson? And she was offering a class called Aging Miraculously. Anybody see that one? You're not fessing up. Okay, well. And then I got another email, and it said, we are offering the opportunity to anyone in their 80s to attend this class, this webinar, free. And part of me put it aside. After all, I did not fall into that category for sure. Me in my 80s, how could that be? And then it came in again, last opportunity to respond. If you're 80, you can take this course free. We welcome you, you elder, you wise one, you sage. And I thought, okay, I'll go for that. So I'm taking the course. Well, you're supposed to be surprised and say, but that's illegal. And of course, it's a topic that in forgiveness is very apropos, because I have often come to the point of forgiving myself for not being, not 20, not 30, not 40, but when I started in the category of 50 or 60, not too shabby. This is good. I've outgrown some of the neurotic tendencies. Anybody outgrown any of your neurotic tendencies by now? And of course, as the Hebrew sage said, if not now, when? And if not me, who? And if not only for me, what good is it? So there are many ways in which we forgive, far beyond what the traditional, you hurt me, I was angry, I was chagrined, I was felt to be treated with injustice, all of that. But the true way of forgiveness is a story that continues to repeat itself throughout all civilization, because the act which many of us will partake of in times of crisis, oh my God, they did this to me, I forgive them, I absolutely forgive them. No, that's not the point. The point is to be diving so much deeper into our spiritual practices that when the occasions arise, and they do arise, have you noticed? We are far more in a state of interior equilibrium and equanimity and equipoise to be able to effectively and more artfully and skillfully deal with all of the upsets. So take a life, a week in the life that we've all lived. So we had James Comey testifying. We had Donald Trump perhaps suing or doing some wonderful thing in retaliation. I forgive myself for judging. Right there, there is an opportunity to bring that level of irritation, resentment, resistance, angst, anger, frustration, give it whatever name you want to, but therein lies the opportunity to forgive. The best definition that I have yet to hear about forgiveness is when you're ready to give up the wound and say thank you. Forgiveness is when you're ready to give up the wound and say thank you. Thank you for what? They did it to me. They're unfair. This wasn't right. No, the only thing that is ever out of sync and out of harmony is ourself with the condition, with the person, with our perception. So I decided to revisit the practice of Ho'oponopono. Anybody ever dabble with that one? Well, I discovered an interesting thing. It originated in 7 and in sometimes 12 different rituals that were part of this Hawaiian practice, which was designed to create harmony out of disruptive disturbances within the self and within families particularly. So usually, depending on what island and who the Huna facilitator for it was, it would take on various tones and shapes. And then as time progressed, and as we notice in every religion, the purity and essence of the origin of it kind of gets streamlined and reinterpreted and represented in a way perhaps that's more palatable to the mentality of the culture at that time. And so it became trimmed down into 4 statements. And then I discovered in some cases it's trimmed down to 2, where you just say, I'm sorry and I love you. Okay, over and out, catch you next time. Well, my belief in studying these principles now for probably close to 40 years, no, that's not it. The whole opportunity to bring inner peace and a sense of clarity to what we're doing in life, particularly when we're faced with all of the conditions that swirl mentally, emotionally, physically, personally, collectively, familially, in our own environment, and certainly throughout the world, the globe, the planet, the universe. The idea is to get out of the shallows. We've all dabbled. Any dabblers? Any spiritually promiscuous people here? Who have flitted from here and flitted to there, and I'll try this out, and I don't like the environment there. The room isn't conducive to my meditative state, so I'll go here. And we've all been there, done that, heard the lesson, read the book, seen the movie, and still the time that we're living in now says, sorry, just ain't good enough, guys. And so that has become my mission, in addition to taking courses for people in their 80s on how to age miraculously. Because I think, I've got to get used to the new configuration. Where'd my water go? Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Because what I feel is, and I've talked about this on several occasions perhaps here, that waking up just isn't enough. There's a whole cycle of interior development of consciousness that has to be the follow-through stages to waking up. It's cleaning up. It's cleaning up our own acts where you know and I know darn well where we haven't forgiven, where we haven't said, I'm sorry, that I'm truly interested in making amends. And as the original Ho'opono, Pono, Puno, Ino, Awe, I just thought I'd add that just to give it a little flavor. The original idea was that when we said, I'm sorry, that had been prefaced by an entire series of taking responsibility for the ideas and the thoughts and the perceptions and the anger and the reactivity of our own emotions under any given circumstance, and we're willing to experience that old traditional religious term, repentance. I repent. I turn in a different direction from blame, from judgment, from animosity, from resistance, from taking the grudge, shoving it in, and just letting it hang in there and fester until finally there's an explosion. That's what we're seeing throughout the world. It's that consciousness of the shadow, so described, but it's every one of those repressed, suppressed, non-expressed emotions that have culminated in everything the creative process is about. Ultimately, when there's a pattern formed, if I'm angry enough, if I'm fearful enough, if I've got enough grudge going on, then ultimately in the creative process, when it gathers enough moss, enough energy, enough of the same stuff, it's going to erupt. And now we're seeing that collective eruption on the part of people. My favorite reference is always that movie Network. I'm sick and tired and I'm not taking it anymore. So I'm going to latch on to something I think, I believe, I know is my salvation. Excuse me, L'chaim. So, in the general scheme of things, that beautiful, elaborate, consistent, daily practice of going deeper, diving deeper, so that we can extend ourselves. Life is good. Thank you, Kelly. Oh, is that where it was all the time? Oh, okay, because that would be another lesson from which to teach. The fact that so much goes on in the parameters of our vision that we think we're taking it all in. Haven't you ever discovered that? That's something that can be smack dab right in the front of you. It's like, whoa, when did they put that there? So our mindfulness and our capacity to stay awake. Okay, I got up. I did my meditation in the silence, no music, no frou-frou. Don't need anything really. But if it makes me feel better, okay, burn the incense, light the candle, draw the drapes, do what the hell you want. But already this is a time to get up, stay up, wake up, clean up, clear up, so that you can step up and into the life that you are divinely designed, that I am divinely designed to give, to share, and reveal. Because that's what the world needs. What it needs is those who have committed themselves to a spiritual lifestyle, to a resilient and meticulous, consistent practice of knowing I live from the inside out. Life is consciousness. You're not here. The room isn't the way it is. The configuration, the band, all of the accoutrements are simply figments of our own projected consciousness. That's all it is. So the way I see it is very different from the way that you see it. And each of us brings that individual perception. Eckhart Tolle is a great one for saying, you know, get out of your mind. Your mind is the culprit. Your mind is the one that has it all worked out in terms of perception, thoughts, and feelings, but you are not your thoughts, you're not your perceptions, and you're not your feelings. You are I am. God is I am. We're all pure spirit, and all we're ever doing is peeling the layers, getting rid of the nonsense, the invalid perceptions and thoughts and feelings that we've gathered, all of us, in our travels. I thought the other day, my God, if I'm really here for that chronological lifespan that so far has been added up to 89 years, I've been around 89 years, you guys. I mean, so... And I never made a point of addressing that because up to a certain point, I could not relate not mentally, not emotionally, not psychically, not physically, not creatively, not in any way could I relate to those double digits that had somehow accrued from 1928 to now. And then I started noticing everything was about aging miraculously and conscious maturing and how to shift our perception. And I thought, crap, I've been doing it, obviously, and it's working, so why hide that under a bushel? And so it seems to me that we're not off the hook because we get to say, I'm this age, that age, the other age, or you don't know the trouble I've seen. We've all seen our bit. You can't have lived, whether it's 20, 40, 60, or 80, up to that point without having experienced. And I think a lot of what happened in my own mentality was when I started doing memorials for very good friends. I mean, that became the shocker. And Carol Nielsen, Harriet Foster, do I need to go down the June Laxer? I mean, we can trace it back, how many we've shared together right here at Westlake. And most recently, Mary Vose. I mean, people that just didn't wander into the doorway of my life for a moment. I knew Mary Vose and Carol Nielsen back in the days I was studying with Tom Johnson in the 70s in the West Valley. So once, and truly, the biggest shock of all was when my ex-husband passed away 2 years ago, because I had known him, we had known each other since I was 18 and he was 20. And I thought, that's a chunk of my life now that is, he took that memory of the girl that I was. You know, he's the only one who had that relationship with me and the one that I had the memories with. And I thought, you know, when we talk about, Ram Dass has a statement of saying, really, when you boil it all down, all we're all doing is walking each other home. And I think that's so beautiful, because if home is where the heart is, and if the cave of the heart is where God lives, and if in the whole mix of life we're here to take all of the intellectual involvement with the knowledge and the accumulating, there's nothing to accumulate. Our whole journey, be it in forgiveness or in any other spiritual practice, is unlearning it, tossing it out, freeing ourselves to allow for that purity to come through. So in Ho'oponopono, there is that first stage. I'm so sorry, because already I'm shifting my perception. That was the whole idea of it, in the origin of it, to put ourselves back in harmony with the way life is, instead of thinking we can shove life into the way we think it should be. It just doesn't work that way. The whole message of surrender is, let me be so consciously in touch with the way life works, and all I have to do is come out my front door, stand in whatever space that takes me, and look up. And when I sense that vastness, and I can see it with my physical eyes, the enormity of that vastness and spaciousness of the sky, and the sun in the morning and the moon at night. I'm not going to sing it. Don't get nervous, anybody. So if I can continue to do that through my spiritual practices, then I can say to you, I am so sorry. And you don't have to hear my whole litany, because when I work it out in my own consciousness and get free and clear and take responsibility, and I'm willing to repent for the error in my own perception and my own thoughts and my own feelings, now I'm diving deeper into spirit and able not only to rise higher, but to go wider. That divine current, what's it designed for? Just like the symbol of the cross. That divine current that extends beyond the heavens and deeper beyond the earth I'm standing on is meant to be extended outward, to be expressed, to be lived and shared and given from the very essence and source of who we are. So in our travels, yes, we do what we do, but don't be so prone to condense it and simplify it and streamline it. Let the full measure of what the mystics have taught through the ages. One of the best of them, Ernest Holmes, the first one to tell you that, yes, there's a power greater than you are and you can use it, but it's who you are at that point of pristine perfection where you are clean and you're clear, because not only have you awakened to your true nature, but you've also committed your life to saying on a regular basis, I'm sorry for that which I have perpetrated toward others, and for judging others with such immediacy and with some righteous indignation thrown in, that there's no room for anything to flow between us, because my resentment, my resistance, my anger shuts me off from anything that is part of the nature of life. The rains, the drizzle, the clouds, the interruption with plans, all very inconvenient, but there's always an answer, there's always a solution, there's always a way, and I'll stand by what the mystics, the saints, the scholars, the philosophers, the teachers have said since time immemorial. It's an inside job. There is no quick fix. There is no short road, quick path to achieve that consciousness of heaven, of the purest thoughts, the clearest thinking, the most compassionate, loving inclinations, and the willingness to put your feet into the actions that take you and me out into the world doing the best that we can with what we've got and what we know today, while knowing it's not even a fraction of how good and how much better and best it gets tomorrow. So that's the way it really is. I forgive you. I'm so sorry for the times I have judged or been impatient, inflexible, all of the times that my indignation, that my sense of course, I'm right. I'm the minister. Why wouldn't I be right? All of those times, that's what creates the capacity to leave the wound and say, thank you. I'm so sorry, forgive me. Thank you. And the bottom line, the first line, the immediate, intermediate line is, I love you. And so begins the lesson. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Dr. Sue, thank you so much. Always a pleasure. I always love hearing you. And you're right, you're not a guest speaker, you're home. Thank you very much. Ushers, if you would prepare to take our offering today. And we are going to do our affirmation here together, our offertory affirmation. If you will do this with me, please. Spirit in me is the open door to new ideas. Divine love flowing as me blesses and multiplies all that I give and all that I receive. In this moment, I enter a new life of prosperity and success, and so it is.
Hey, Spirit, thank you for this day.
Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day.
Thank you for this love, Spirit. Thank you for this love.
Thank you for this love, Spirit. Thank you for this love.
This healing.
breath in, and I just revel in this energy, this inspiration, this gratitude. I am so grateful for all that I've experienced, all that I feel, all that I see, and all that I give today. I am grateful for the opportunity to serve. I'm grateful the opportunity just to be in the moment, to communicate with Spirit and listen and be divinely guided. I know without a doubt the gifts that we have shared so freely today go forth and multiply and do good. It is with this knowingness that I give thanks for today, tomorrow, and forever. All is good, all is God. Thank you. And together we say, and so it is.
Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Oh, say thank you.
Thank you.
I said thank you.
Oh, thank you.
'Cause I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful.
Thank you. Again, guys, thanks so much. Do we have children coming up today? If we do, let's bring them up. I'm also going to go over a couple of announcements real quick like. The first one of those is this coming Friday night. We've been talking about it for a while. This coming Friday night is our Texas Hold'em Poker Tournament. I see John Grace back here who helps out a lot with that as well. We have, I think, about 32 people signed up for that. We still have room for a few. If you would like to play, it's a $75 entry fee. We can do that later today. If you want to play, come. If you don't want to play, or you do, if you are interested in bringing some sort of dish or pick up food that we can have during the tournament, please see me afterwards so that we can kind of figure out what we're going to have on hand and what else we need. It will be a blast, though, guys. As a wise man once said, most of my money I drank or gambled, the rest of it I just wasted. So this is a great chance to come and do a little bit of that this coming Friday night. The next night, Saturday, June 17th, is our benefit concert for the Guatemala Project. Dr. James goes to Guatemala each year, takes a group of folks to Guatemala to help out a village there. We are raising funds for that trip next Saturday night, June 17th. I know the band's going to be here. Brian is unveiling an original song that has not been performed in public before, I think, something like that. First time in public. So come out and enjoy that. There are 12, 13, 14 performers, Mitch. A big concert. It's going to be a blast. Please come out, partake in that. The following Sunday, June 25th, after service here in the sanctuary, we will have a community meeting. The purpose of that is to discuss how we're moving forward as a center. We are obviously working with Dr. James and Global Truth. We want to talk about, are we merging our centers? If so, how are we doing that? How's that going to look? We want to have everybody here, not only to hear about what is kicking around in our minds, but to hear from everybody else about what are you interested in? Where do you feel like we're going or need to be going? That is Sunday, June 25th. And Tuesday, July 11th, Tuesday evening, Dr. James starts another class. It's a 4-week class. It is based on the book The Exquisite Risk by the author Mark Nepo. Also wrote 7,000 Ways to Listen. Great author. I've been in class now with Dr. James. I think he's incredible in the classroom. I know a bunch of folks here at Westlake just concluded the class with him as well. This is a shorty. It's a 4-week class, summertime thing. So please come out and participate in that. It's $75 if paid in advance, $25 if you go on a weekly basis. And there we are. I guess we don't have children coming up. Is that true? Okay, so is anybody here? Oh, we do have children. Okay. If anybody's here for the first time also, please, if you'd like a welcome packet, raise your hand so our ambassadors can hand those out. Hi, guys. How's everything? You doing okay? How was your day today?
Good.
It was good. What's your name?
Isabella.
Isabella. Do you know that you're incredible? Wow. What did you do in class today?
I make this.
And what is that thing?
A bracelet.
It's a bracelet. Very nice. XOXO. How awesome is that?
Good.
Good for you, Isabella.
Sure.
So today we made bracelets, and at the end we gave it to we basically gave it to other people, or to one other person, and then someone else gave theirs to you. And we did that to practice letting go. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, you said everything I was going to say. Yeah, we made bracelets and we gave them to different people for they represent. What do they represent? Our love, and so we all made our bracelets and we gave them away to other people. And it was very sad.
Was it? So today we made malas, and they represent the love that we express, who we are expressing love, and they made one individually each so that it was individually expressively them. And then we released, because when we want to forgive, we need to let go of things that really aren't ours anymore. And we were able to give our expressions of love to each other to take into the next days of our lives.
Awesome. Thank you, Connie, and thanks, guys. Thank you all, and Connie, for the work that you do in the junior church. Thank you very much. Can we have all the practitioners up? Practitioners, ministers, whether from Westlake or Global Truth, please come up as we close out. I want to let you know also that after service, if anybody is in want or need of prayer treatment, our practitioner, Jeannie Kingsford, will be in our practitioner room to provide that free of charge right here on Sunday. I will tell you that Jeannie is an incredible practitioner. Soon after I came to this center, she did treatment work for me on an issue that I was experiencing, and her work with me in that it just absolutely transformed things for me. So please, if you are in that vein, please come and talk to Jeannie and have her do treatment work for you.
Okay, so in this moment, I invite each one to contact that I am, the nature of God within, where each one speaks the word for themselves. No one else can say I am, or anyone. This is God announcing its own presence through the consciousness of one and all. So I declare right here and right now a new depth of commitment to living and practicing the presence of God beyond the books and the external ways and means of fostering and nurturing my divine expansiveness. I take time in the silence, in the solitude, in the deepening of my practices to truly go beyond the surface, beyond the shallows, into the next and the next and the layer of depth after the next, where I am pure awareness, free and clear of conditions of my own mentality and thoughts, feelings, and perceptions, where I stand in the full glory of the radiance of the one presence, the one power, the one life, the one absolute cause of all that I eventually see in my world of people, places, and things. So not only am I committed to doing the work inwardly of waking up, but I stay up, I clean up, I clear up all grudges, all resistance, all resentment, all fear, everything and anything, known and unknown, that falls under the category of false separation from God. I remedy that. I repent, and I turn in that inward direction where I know in each and every moment, right where I am, God is, I am. All guidance, direction, inspiration, intuition, clarity, purity, patience, flexibility, spontaneity, creativity, and compassion are always right where I am. So I go forth today more light, more buoyant of spirit, knowing who I am. And as I look out from that consciousness of wholeness, all that I see around me is the essence of God radiating back to me. So I give thanks. My word is the law of enforcement of the divine truth so stated for each one here, for everyone everywhere, touched by the hem of the garment of truth and better for it. And together in acceptance, gratitude, and harmony, let's all declare God is, I am, and so it is. Together, God is, I am, and so it is.
We want to invite everybody to help us sing this one out of here. So stand up. That was implied. There was a time in my life I thought I'd have to do it all by myself. Didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. Didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged and struggling just to make it through another day, you gotta let it go.
Let it go.
You gotta let it go.
Let it go.
You ready? And this is what I have to say. I release, I let it go. I let my spirit from my life, and my heart is open wide. I'm only evil time. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the spirit. Yes, I'm only here by Yes, I'm only here for God. All right, let's get out here. No more strife. I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God.
One, two, I really